And I will show you what is the ideal. So I don't know if you see it like I do in my hair salon, but for the past, let's say about 2 years, maybe 3, like all of our clients was asking us to do like the straight full length bob. So this is what my, let's call her Sophie today, was wearing for the past few years. So she has like a straight bob, not much of layers, some texture, but in 2021, so this year, it's all about disconnection, shag, more destructure effect on the haircut. So she came this morning and she said like, you know, Julie, I'm feeling for a change for the spring. So the idea is she find her hair too bulky, too heavy on this side, and she wants something shorter, something more airy for her hair. So I decided I will work on her an amazing cutting technique that I learned from Rusk at my first beginning that I started to work with the company in 2003. So it's been like just a few years. So this technique, it's called an advanced rotation, but I will tweak it a little just to make it more on an actual actual look that it will fit this year. And what I really do love with the Rusk cutting technique is like it's made me really strong beyond my chair. I'm like, it's give me confidence because it's so simple. And you always have two kind of hairdresser. Like you will have the artistic one and you will have the technical one. Like both of them can be really creative, but some like they will create their own cutting technique. The other one will be really technical and they will use what they know to create the final look. And this is what I am. So tell me, what kind of hairdresser are you? Did you think that you're the creative one, or did you think that you're the technical one that will use technique that you know and made it on your own to create your final look? So on Sophie, she has, like I said, she wear for, let's say, since I did her hair a few years, she wear the straight bob and she's tired of it. She need more movement, more disconnection, more like everything that it will give her a change. But she also, because I know her, she also need to keep some length. So using that cutting technical. So Mercy, you're just like me, just like I'm so technical, I cannot live without technique. So this one, it will be like really a step-by-step that you will be able to use it to do like a full long hair to a really short haircut to a mid-length. So this is what I really do love with Rusk cutting technique. So first operation that we will do, it will be like creating the I will start to speak in French in a few seconds. No, promise you, I will stay in English. So main problem of the full length bob that usually our client was wearing for a few years, it's always bulky and heavy on this side. So we want to create some more airy look. So the first operation will be a horseshoe section. So it will like follow the head shape, starting by maybe like 2 fingers above the ear. It's a mannequin head, so like it will do like kind of 1.5 fingers because it's really a smaller head than a regular client that we have on our hair salon. So a horseshoe section that it will follow the head shape, passing by the occipital bone in the back. Let me just make it really clear for you. And you will see at the end of the video that I will share the picture on my Instagram page, and I'm pretty sure that my friends Natasha or Samana are there to share my Instagram. So you will see the final look on the Instagram because I won't start the blow dryer with the camera on because this will be like so noisy and not fun for anyone. But you will see the color placement that she has on her hair. It was actually filmed on one of the Rusk Live that I did. It was called Color Wednesday something. I think I filmed it, it's like in February. So if you go back on the video on the Rusk page, you will be able to see the color placement and how I did her color a few weeks ago. Just make sure that I'm same height both sides. I really do love to work my haircut on a like really wet hair. I know some hairdresser will love to work with dry hair. I prefer to do it with wet hair, especially because like everything will stay like really clean and is at its place. So what I used to shampoo her hair was actually on our new Pure Mix. It's the Pomme Grenade. So this is the color shampoo and conditioner that it's available, and it also have a really light, heavy hairspray. It will like protect the hair color and make sure that the color stay longer. And it's on our Pure Mix line that I will encourage you, if you don't ever try it, to try it one time. So first section. Same height, about, like I said, about 2 fingers above the hair, going straight to the other side. Then we'll make sure to split everything that go in front of the hair. It's really easy to. Then same thing on the other side. And I will start by the back of her hair. So the idea of her haircut, it's not removing the length that she already have, because she wants to keep some length. Like I said, it's about giving some shag effect, more texture, more on a hairy look. So she will be able to wear her hair on with her natural wave that she has in the summer, and it will be like more in movement. So starting in the back, I hope that you all seeing well. I usually always push the head of my clients a little bit in the front to make some space. So I will start with this central section. It will be about just 1 inch large. And it's an amazing technique to also do when people has really fine hair, because if you would think about people who has fine hair, where is always the thickness of their hair they have? It's always in the back. So doing that kind of undercut will be able to keep some length by removing the bulk of the hair. So this will be 1 in the side, 1 in the middle, sorry, and 2 on each side of it. So it will be 5 sections total in the back, and I will all cut them individually. So it will be just a visual guide that I will use in between the section. So did you all see it? The 5 section? So if I'm going straight out, and this is the way that I teach, it's not about degrees and 90 degrees and everything, but it's kind of the 90 degrees that you usually know. So if I'm going straight out, I can see the length of her hair, it's right here. So like I'm able to remove like almost all of it. And it won't remove any length of her hair, but the hair will be like just more, like I say, airy. It will have this connection from the back to the top of the haircut. Let's go a little bit shorter, just to make sure, especially because it's a mannequin head and it has a smaller. So if I'm looking at my section that I cut, it's about 1 inch long. So I won't keep anything from this middle section to the side one to create the length. So I'll go in, combing the hair straight out, pushing my finger about the inch that I need to cut, then I will cut. So I know that I'm not removing any length in the bottom. but I will change the shape, completely the shape of her haircut. So when she would look at her hair in the miroir, she will feel that she still have her length, and she will feel comfortable with her hair. So when you're going in the back of the hair, it's where you decide how did you want your look. Because you have to remember that the back of the hair will always create an opening. So if you want to have that opening around the hair, go and just follow the way that you cut the two previous sections. But if you want to keep something on the hair, on the back of the hair, and make sure that you do not create an opening, you will have to drop a piece of hair just to cover what will make that opening. So in that case, I want to remove it because we want to kind of change a little bit of the shape of her haircut that she has. But this is the way that I'm telling you, like you can do this same cutting technique, the same sectioning, and going longer or doing a drop, and you will create a complete different look. And this is our versatile Ross cutting technique is, and this is why it's made me fall in love with the company at the first sight. Because when I first started with Frost, it was, like I said earlier, it was in 2003. 2003, I was a really young hairdresser. It's been like 2 years since I was out of the beauty school. So I was still learning a lot, and we're still learning a lot every day about how to become a better version of myself, how to become a better hairdresser, and how I can be really creative without being a creative person. Like, I need those really easy technique to work with. So always using with my straight blade. And I'm working with actually the Rusk VG10 5.5 straight blade. What I really love with them is because they have this swivel thumb that it will allow me to always stay in like the right position for my body, because I want to be a really old hairdresser one day. Front of the hair, what did I want to do? I want to keep some length. So what I will do for the part in the front of the hair, and it's always up to you what you will decide to do. Like here, the option that you can have with this cutting technique. I was about to say color technique. Usually I did color video. So you can go straight out and follow the way that you did with the previous section. So what it will do is when you're going in the front, you will be like that short. So you will have that really short front part. What I want to do with her is I want to keep some movement going to short and back and a little bit longer. So like she will still feel that she has some hair on her cheekbone. So what I will do is I will direct my section to the back. So to the last one that I cut. And same thing with this one. Then I will keep some length. So it will create that kind of opening in the hair that I was telling you that I want to create, but still keep some hair on her cheekbone so she won't feel too afraid of changing of her bob haircut that she was wearing for a few years. So just let me know, did you think that it's clear the way that I explain everything? Like I say, I usually did a color video, and it's kind of fun because on a real hair show I did both. but I think since the past year, it's the first time that I cut hair. No, that's just in video because I cut hair every day in my hair salon. But I think it's the first time that I did a cutting video. So it just be back on the horse this morning for myself and challenging a little bit. First English, second just doing something else than the color video. That was really fun. And what I found that it was, so as you can see right here, it's where the previous section was cut, and to make sure that I will have some length in the front, this is where I got it. Trying to position myself to make sure that you see everything that I'm doing. So, just like the other side, keeping some length in the front. So I'm done with my straight blade for the bottom part of my haircut. Every solid line has to be broken. And the reason why is just to make sure that your haircut will feel, with your personal touch. Second, it will feel finished, and her hair will be allowed to go where it's supposed to go and integrate everything together. So you have three choices with Rusk of texturizing blade, and let me show you the difference between them. And again, it's something that you will be able to choose on your own. So first, it's the big tooth, like the texturizing blade that most of the hairdressers usually know. They still have the swivel thumb to make sure that you're working on a really comfortable position. It will give you like a chunkier effect. It will depend on what did you want to create with your actually haircut. So this one will give you a more crunchy effect, chunkier effect. This one, it's the thinning blade. So it's the smaller tooth. It will give you more a velvet finish, more something that it will be really soft. And you will have the two combined together, which is the beta blade. So it will give you like the chunkier effect, but also the velvet texture. It's actually the one that will remove the most. So when hairdresser is asking me when I give a cutting class, like which blade will remove the most, usually people will say that it's this one because it's like the bigger tooth, but actually I feel that this one is the one that will remove the less. This one will be the thinning blade, but this one will like give you, will be the one that will remove the most. So like really heavy hair. This is the one that I really love to do. Like, you know, when you're cutting a kid's haircut and the mom wants the kids to keep some length, but they're moving and you want to make sure that you won't see any solid line. So this usually I'm doing the entire haircut for kids with those one. So it's my way to go blades on my hair salon. But on that case, because I'm working on a shorter hair, but I want texture and I want to make sure that everything will be integrate really softly, and like she has really heavy bulky hair in the back, I will choose the beta blade, so the combined one. So my favorite one. Taking the exact same section that I pre-cut with my straight blade. So I will go back, and the way that I want it, it just, make sure that you see it. So you see your straight line, that is really straight, and I will go, but I don't want to lose that straight line, so I will always do my texture the same way that I did my my straight line with my gamma blade. And sometimes when I teach hairdresser, I saw that when they're using the texturizing blade, like they going like almost every direction, and they're not looking at the way that they was cutting the straight line before. And what it's another way to work with. But I always say, like, we pass so much time to make our sectioning really clear and to give the angle and give the way that we want to hair to follow with the straight line. If you broken everything completely by going on the different pattern of haircut, you will just remove the weight, remove the volume of your hair where you was needed it. So this is why this cutting technique, when I did my texturizing, I made sure that I'm always going at the same direction that I did my straight line first. And I will make sure, because I'm really busy with my haircut, if you have questions, just ask the question. I will make sure at the end of the video that I will go through the comment and answer all of the questions. And I know that I have colleague from Ross that is already watching the video. So I'm pretty sure that will be they will also be good to answer the question that you might have. Okay, front section. When I made my straight line, I direct the hair through that last section. But for the texturize, what I will do is I will go about a inch where I create the length in the back and do this, the texture. So it will be a texturizing guide, texturizing connection guide from the shorter hair. So this part right here, it's really, really long, but I will still do the first, the first texturize 1 inch, then I will go to the end. So it's not over texturize the hair. We don't want to lose, like I said, the shape that we give to the haircut. We just want to everything that integrate beautifully together. Same thing on the other side. So when I'm looking at my hair, we still see the haircut. And we can always go back when we blow dry the hair of our client to see if, like, am I missing some texture? Is it too heavy somewhere? Did I have to remove more? So I always go back to my haircut when the hair is dry. So this was the first part. So we can already see that she still feel that she has the usual bob that she's wearing, but she can see also that it's like way lighter, more airy look, airy look than that she used to wear her full length bob. So for the top section, what I will do with her, let me just first section, what I want to do is I want to create some disconnection in the front, and I will keep it as a dessert because she will have like a really asymmetrical short bank in the front, and she will have like length going over top of it. But I will keep the disconnection of the bank for the end of the haircut. So this will be the dessert. So what I want to do is create my layer and my length on the second section. So nothing will be connected to the undercut that I just finished on the bottom. First section will be a square about an inch, inch by inch on the top of a head. So you can do two things. You can position the square right in the middle, or you can go, if you want to have an asymmetrical feeling look, you can go like a little bit in the side of the head for your guide that it will be created with that section. Just made her a little bit lower because I'm short and I'm not wearing heel. And this is what it's really fun with video. It's we're not having our heel on. Okay, good. Just make sure that I see what I'm working with. So in this case, she already will have at the end, like I said, the asymmetrical undercut bang in the front. That will be really, really short. So I want the top of her haircut really be really balanced. So my guide is right here. So can you see like it's a square? And this is where I will choose to do the length of my layer. So for now, she was almost full length with some texture. I want something that will be like more in movement, but I still want to keep most of the length. So I will remove and keep about few inches. So the top of layer will be like just above her hair. So this is the way I choose like where I will cut my guide. So when it's straight up, I will go and see where it's following when I'm done with it. So I want it just above her hair. And this guide will be redistribué, like everywhere. So it will be like a little pieces of that guide on each section. So first section will be from here to here. Make sure that I know what it's traveling in the back of the hair and what it's traveling in the front of the hair. And I will create 5 pie shape section. One will be in the middle. And 2 on each side of it. For the back section, it will be the same in the front. Sometimes when we are working with a client that will have like a really, really, really big head, sometimes the 5 section in the back will become 7, especially if they have like big head and like a lot of hair, which is not my case. With my mannequin head, she has a smaller head than a real human. So my 5 section will be just perfect for her. One thing it's made me really confident when I was starting my career with Rusk in 2002. Like I said earlier, I was just a really new hairdresser with 2 years experiences out of the beauty school. It's so well organized. So even if I have to let my client there and go rinse out a color, or I was asking the phone and I have to pick up the phone, like the work plan is so clear and so easy that it's easy for us to remember where we're at in our haircut. Bigger here. Okay, so this is the way. So we have a sectioning what is going from here to here. Then we have the 5 pie section in the back and the 5 in the front. For myself, what I love to do, it's always starting by the same place. So what I will do, it's starting in the back. So with the with the guide that I made earlier, so every pieces of the guide is on each section. So we can see right here, the guide in my section. So again, I will give you all the options that you have with that kind of haircut. Like if you're working this haircut technique on a really long hair, what you will want to create is keep the more length that you will have to make sure that it's falling really long. So what I will suggest you is going straight up, so you won't remove the length in the back. Or if you have like really princess long hair and you want to create some especially with the shag that is really trendy this year, you want to create more layers, so you will go like as an angle or by scooping, so you will keep like all those length, so you can do that same cutting technique on really long hair. But on her, what I want to do is just remove some of the length that she has in the back. So I will follow the head shape. So my guide is right here. Following the head shape. My disconnection on the bottom was there. And I will keep it all in the same separation. So like I love to twist everything all together, just because I will have to go back. Remember, every solid line has to be broken. So I will have to go back with my texturizing blade later when I will be done with all of my sectioning. So even if the phone was ringing and I was like really busy, it will be like easy for me to do what I have to do or what I was asked to do and come back to my haircut and know exactly where I'm at. Très coopérative, elle. Okay. So I have to do all of the section. Always following the edge shape. So the 5 section in the back is done. So I will go in the front. So always done. She lost her cape. She lost her cutting cape. Let me put it back to her. Always have something funny for me happening when I'm doing a live. Oh well, it's part of the job. So, section in the front. This is where she will see the more change. Like I said, I will do really short undercut bang on her, but we want to keep some length. So we have our guide right here, and most of the mistake that I saw when I teach a cutting class is I will see like people trying to keep everything in their finger, and even if I have like really big hand, like what I will do if I bring everything together is I will like over direct that part. And like I said, I want to follow the head shape. So I will suggest you to just take half of it first. Make sure your work is really clean and removing the length. So my guide was right here, but now I know that this part right here, right there, it's the continuation. It's like same length of my guide was. Then now I saw that I'm not over directing everything right there, and I'm able to actually create my link, which it will be like a small reminder of the pieces that she has in the front on the underneath. First section, same thing over here, split in two, following the head shape, but also going where your sectioning here is. So I'm not over directing on the top section. I will stay right with my pie section here. So we can see the link on the undercut right there. And the two last section, again, just the first aft, staying where my finger is completely in the middle of my pie section, following the head shape. And removing the length. And just to remember, you can do whatever you want with this technique. So if you want to keep more length in the front, you could easily take your section and give an angle so you will keep some more length in the front of your hair. So it's just a cutting technique that it will allows you to do everything that you need to do, especially for technical hairdresser like me who need those kind of technique that will made me a creative hairdresser. So I know exactly what it's give me as the shape of a haircut, where the volume will sit, even if I'm working that same technique on a shorter or a really longer hair. So every solid line has to be broken, just like I said earlier. So I will work again with my beta blade, which is the mix of the thinning and the more larger tooth on a thinning blade. This will be the texturizing blade that will remove the most. And I'm always working my texturizing blade, it's the last inch and a half. So sometimes I will saw hairdresser will start like the texturizing blade like through here. So what it will give you, it will give you, in French we say fougère, it will give you like a really fuzzy hair everywhere. So you want your texture, so you want to keep your straight line. You don't want to lose that straight line, because this is the line that will actually give the shape of your haircut. But you want to make sure that this actual straight line will be like a little bit broken, so they will be integrate everything together, and the hair of your clients will follow at the right place so much easily. So your clients will come back a month after and say like, I don't know what you did with my hair this time, but I was blow dried them like just quickly, and they was falling in place by themselves. And this is the power of the texturizing blade, and keeping our like the way that we did our straight line, but just removing some of the heaviness of it. So going back in each section, I will go a little bit faster. And after this, I will show you how I will create my undercut for her solid, really short bang that will give her the little something, big change that she was needing on her hair look. Because when we look at her right now, we see that she's not far away from the bob that she used to wear. It will be like a different way that it will fall, but I will show you when I will be done with the texturizing in the front, that she will find kind of the feeling of a bob shape on her haircut, but it will be a completely different way that it was made. So always starting with the middle one. And you see how quick I am when I do my texture. Still positioning my finger the same way that I cut the hair. In this case was following the head shape, but it's about 2 or 3 time that I use the texturizing blade. And sometimes I will have a client who has fine hair just like me, and it's, I won't say over processed, but like it's was bleached for a few times, just like myself. And sometimes my hair is texturizing themselves by themselves, because I have really fine hair. So on a client on me, most of the time we will say like, oh, we won't use texturizing blade because she already has fine hair. But the natural texture that is created on her hair, and the texture that we want to create to make sure that haircut will fall at the right place, it's not the same thing. So every time that I receive a haircut on my hair, I will use a texturizing blade. But for the hair will look easily fuzzy or frizzy hair, I will prefer to use the more bigger tooth, so the gamma blade. So every time that I have a client who has frizzy, really curly hair, and she say like, oh, I don't want you to use that texturizing blade on myself because my hair will look so fuzzy. Always told them that it's because they never met the right texturizing blade, or it was never used at the way that it's supposed to be used on their hair. Because every hair has to receive some texture to be beautiful. So we can see already some of her hair, the way it looks. Let me show you this side and back. So for her, who was always wearing the actual straight bob without any layer in it, so it will give her a really big change, because like it's really more shorter in the bottom, but it will be like more airy. For her hair, she will have more texture. She will wear the kind of shag effect that we have this year with these pieces over here, that it will be texturized enough. But we will want to create something else on her, and it's called the disconnection straight really short bang, asymmetrical short bang. And this is what I kept for dessert on her hair. And this is the last part. So it's about a inch. You will have to see where the hair is falling. So it's about a inch. And when I did it, I like to did it from corner of the eyebrow on one side, and on the other side, because I want it, like I said, asymmetrical, I will end it more a little bit past the middle of the eyebrow. And when I did this, I cut and texturize at the same time with my beta blade. So it's a mannequin head, so remember that the hair is always going in the up. more than ever, I will have to do it on wet air. Then when it will be done, I will explain you the product that I will use to blow dry her hair. Then I will end up the video and post a picture on my Instagram and in the comment of this video later today. So it's really, really easy when we want to create a disconnection, creating some texture, creating solid line, but with the texturizing blade. So it won't be the same solid line as the actual solid line that we do with the straight blade. And some of my colleagues ask me sometimes, Julie, what do you always do? Why do you always do your bang with your texturizing blade? Because I like the finish of the straight line that it gives me. It's not a real straight line, but it's not a real texturizing blade. Texturizing blunt line. That it's not a blunt line, it's not a texturizing one, but it will like integrate everything together beautifully. When it's done, we look at where the hair is falling. And I'm going back with my texturizing blade and just make everything more clean. So for the foundation product that I will use on her, especially because she has dry hair and she needs some texture, she will need also more shiny look, but I will have to control her hair. So what I love to work with, and sometimes it's a product that we like forgot that it was existing, it's the jelly gloss. So jelly gloss, it's a volumizing gel that it will give like a lot of shine, a lot of control, but without giving you, I'm not always liking the mousse effect that it will gave to the hair. So I love to blow dry hair with the jelly gloss because it will give me the shine, it will give me the body that my hair it's needing, and it will control what I have to control. And just to make sure that, and you see when I applying my product, I'm like make sure that I made every product together